Hi, Doyle Duckling friends. It's Miss Christine here. I thought I would read a story today about bunnies. It's springtime, and in springtime, we can often see bunnies in our yards, and sometimes if you take a walk, you might see one as you go down the street, maybe in someone's yard, around the bushes. So the name of our book today is called 1, 2, 3, Oops. It's a counting book. Now I have our numbers here for anybody that wants to count along with me, all right? Mr. and Mrs. Rabbit had a big family, a very big family, a very, very big family. I wonder how many bunnies we have, said Mr. Rabbit one morning. I think I'll count them today. Why not wait until later, said Mrs. Rabbit. I would. No, said Mr. Rabbit firmly. I'll do it now. He went outside to where the bunnies were playing. Mr. Rabbit started counting. 1, 2, 3. Oops! Oh, noggin sploggin, he exclaimed. He got to 3 bunnies. With a hop and a skip, the bunnies he'd been counting ran off to join their brothers and sisters. He couldn't tell which ones he'd counted and which ones he hadn't. Mr. Rabbit started again. This time he got a little further. Ready? Let's count along with Mr. Rabbit. 1. Here, let me put it over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops! Oh, noggin sploggin boodle doodle, he grumbled. Oh, what happened? The bunnies had started a game of tag and he'd lost count again. Mr. Rabbit tried one more time. Here he goes, he's getting ready to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see 5? 5 bunnies. Oops! Oh, noggin sploggin boodle doodle grizzly whizzly, he groaned. Oh. The bunnies had started playing hide and seek. Now he couldn't see any of them and he'd lost count again. This is no good, said Mr. Rabbit. I'll have to think of a better way to count our bunnies. So he sat and thought until he had a good idea. I know, he said. I'll give a carrot to every bunny I count. That way I'll see the ones I've missed. So Mr. Rabbit started counting again. This time he handed a carrot to each bunny he counted. Oh, that's a good idea. Bunnies like carrots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops! Oh, noggin sploggin boodle doodle grizzly whizzly sniffy whiffy, he cried. He got to 6. 6 bunnies. The bunnies he'd given carrots to had eaten them. Oh, that makes sense. He couldn't tell which ones he'd counted and which ones he hadn't. Can you think of a good way for him to count all those bunnies? Well, Mr. Rabbit came up with another good idea. I'll tell them to sit down when I've counted them. That way I won't get mixed up. So Mr. Rabbit told his bunnies to sit down once he'd counted them. That's a good idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oops! Oh, noggin sploggin boodle doodle grizzly whizzly sniffy whiffy jingle bingle, he shouted. Oh my gosh, he only got to 7? 7? Oh, the ground was full of prickly weeds. Just as soon as the bunnies sat down, they jumped up again, and Mr. Rabbit had lost count once more. Mr. Rabbit thought, and finally he had another idea. I will send every bunny I count indoors. The ones still outside will be the ones I haven't counted. I can't possibly get mixed up that way. Oh, well, that seems like a good plan. So Mr. Rabbit started counting again. This time, every bunny he counted was sent indoors. Ready? Let's count along with Mr. Rabbit. Ready? I'm going to pull it closer so you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oops! Oh! Noggin, splogin, boodle, doodle, grizzly, whistly, sniffy, whiffy, jingle, bingle, fuddle, duddle, yelled Mr. Rabbit, stamping his foot. Oh, my goodness. Those bunnies. He counted all the way up to 8. 8 bunnies. Then what happened? He'd forgotten that their home had a back door. Every bunny he sent in the front had come out the back way. Oh, see, here they are. They all came out the back door. He'd lost count yet again. Mr. Rabbit wouldn't give up. He sat down once more and thought all afternoon. I like that. I like that Mr. Rabbit, the bunny, didn't give up. He was thinking and thinking. And he thought all evening, too. Then he noticed a patch of mud on the ground and had his best idea ever. What do you think he's going to do with that mud? I've got it, said Mr. Rabbit. I'll put a dab of mud on the tail of every bunny I count. Then I'll know that the bunnies with clean tails are the ones I haven't counted. I can't possibly get mixed up that way. What do you think? Do you think that's a good plan? So Mr. Rabbit began to count once more. Every time he counted a bunny, he put a blob of mud on its tail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oops! Oh, noggin, splogin, boodle, doodle, grizzly, whistly, sniffy, whiffy, jingle, bingle, fuddle, duddle, jungle, bungle, he roared, jumping up and down. Oh, how many bunnies did he end up counting? Do you remember? I think he counted 9 bunnies. 9. And then he got so frustrated because, guess why? Look what happened. It started to rain. All the blobs of mud he'd put on the bunnies had washed away. He'd lost count yet again. I give up, said Mr. Rabbit. He stomped angrily back indoors. I'll never be able to count all our bunnies, he cried. There he goes. Back in the house. At that moment, Mr. and Mrs. Rabbit's bunnies scampered back inside. Tired and happy after playing all day, they were soon fast asleep. I told you to wait till later, said Mrs. Rabbit. Now try counting them. Oh, that's a great time to count the bunnies. They're sleeping. I think Mrs. Rabbit had a good idea. So Mr. Rabbit began counting. All right, let's see if we can count. Do you think we'll get to 10 bunnies? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10! I've done it, he said. Oh, no, you haven't, said Mrs. Rabbit. No? You still have to count the littlest ones. And look in that room. There's all those teeny tiny bunnies he still hasn't counted yet. Oh, no, poor Mr. Rabbit. And That is the end. Thanks so much for counting with me today. Take care, everybody.